Bella Vista, Arkansas, March 30th, 2015. In court, his first trial was overturned. During court proceedings, his own stepson, 24-year-old Quentin Martin, was serving time for a drug-related offense. He would leap out of the witness box, dressed in his striped prison garb, with the shackles on his ankles, to attack his stepfather, and he had almost succeeded. Mauricio Alejandro Torres, 50, cried while his now 12-year-old daughter was in the witness box, and she would tell of the, quote, family secret, unquote. 5 of his children and his stepchildren and his adopted children, they had some type of physical and/or sexual abuse at the hands of both their parents. His 12-year-old would describe of how her parents would beat Maurice Isaiah Torres, 6 years old, with shoes, cables, belts, sticks, anything that they could find. Her parents would also make her take part in the physical abuse of Isaiah as well. She didn't want to, but she did it. She was afraid that they would then start abusing her. Oh, Isaiah wasn't the only child that was physically abused by Kathy Torres and Mauricio Torres, but it seemed that poor Isaiah, he would get the worst. Her brother was forced to sleep at night in a dog cage. He was given peanut butter or rice and beans to eat. Meanwhile, the family ate at restaurants or had home-cooked meals. Isaiah is a twin to a little girl. On their birthday, Isaiah's twin would receive birthday cake, birthday gifts, but Isaiah wouldn't receive anything. On Christmas, all the children but Isaiah would receive gifts. They treated him like he was a burden. Mauricio says his wife never, quote, connected emotionally, unquote, to her son. But what was the father's problem? During a camping trip in Missouri in February of 2015, Isaiah took a piece of cake, or stolen a piece of cake. Now on stand, Mauricio would giggle to himself and say, Isaiah looked so cute eating the cake, but in reality, this action would prompt the torturous events that would lead to his death. Mauricio had already bathed this child in bleach and already pulled out all his teeth with pliers. What else could he do? Isaiah's parents would take turns sodomizing him with a stick. They actually argued in court. Isaiah's mother held the stick and she made Isaiah sit on it. He was taking too long, upsetting her, so she shoved the stick in his rectum. Prior to that, they would make him stand in the corner and do squats, and he would in turn have to sit on the stick. It was a punishment that happened frequently by both of them. Kathy Torres said she was raping the boy with the stick, and it went too deep. Unknowingly, they would puncture his rectum. Isaiah lost consciousness during that camping trip. They took him home. Now, Isaiah's father, Mauricio, said that he wanted to bring the boy to the hospital. Kathy didn't. Ultimately, Isaiah did end up at the Bella Vista Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead. The doctor said he actually testified in court that when he told Kathy Torres that her son was dead, she showed absolutely no emotion. The autopsies would prove Isaiah had been beaten for months. He had a broken nose, missing teeth. His head was shaven, and wounds had covered his entire body. He died due to a bacterial infection caused by rectal trauma. And again, that was not his first time being raped with objects. His father had even admitted Isaiah would complain over and over again about terrible stomach aches. Nothing was done. Now, Kathy did receive life imprisonment. Maurice, 2 trials we can say was overturned, and he's actually due for another trial in January of 2022. When the Bella Vista police captain had said, quote, "Do you feel like you and Kathy are responsible for Isaiah's death," unquote, Maurice Torres responded, "Yes, Lord. He was in our care."